an Ironic Media production. Visit us at ironickmedia.com.
You're crazy, man. You're a loser. Playoffs?
It's the Marc and Lowell Show.
The Marc and who?
Starring the meteorologist who does it for the viewers.
Smoke!
Lowell Melser.
Can you get out of here?
And the man who rides the coattails of his friends and family. Marc Ronick.
Hey guys, it's enough with the amplifier.
And now, here they are. Radio's equivalent of a dial-up connection.
Hello, boys.
Marc and Lowell.
This is the Marc and Lowell Show. I am your host, Marc Ronick, here with me, as always, Lowell Melser. Hello, Lowell.
Good day, sir. How are you?
How are you liking the little change-ups of the old intro that I'm doing? I'm like grabbing bits and pieces for every show and sharing them with everybody.
Yeah, it's a good. It keeps it fresh.
Yes,
you know, you don't know what you're going to get when the when the show pops off. I like it.
Right, and I promise everybody by around episode 10, we're just going to stop talking about it. I think it's about.
Nah, I doubt it. I think it's just going to become the shtick. Yeah. Every time we have to reference it.
That's right. All right. Well, on today's episode, we talk about my most favorite local news guy in the Washington, D.C. area, Pat Collins from NBC4.
Yes, he had a viral video.
Yeah, a couple months ago.
Yeah, that just completely capsulized who he is.
Yes.
Like perfectly.
And we really break it down, and you will hear a very frustrated, angry, aggravated, it might be the right word, Marc Ronick during that segment.
Yes, he really gets in your shorts.
Well, I hope not.
I hope not.
Yeah, and we also will talk a little Ted Lasso, which I've been getting into lately. We'll play another game by our sponsor, Poddex. If you use promo code MANDL, M-A-N-D-L, you can get a 10% discount on your pod deck. Stick around, you'll hear that game. It's an interesting conversation for sure.
Yes.
On the all-new Marc and Lowell Show.
Resistance is futile. It's the Marc and Lowell Show.
A few days ago, you sent me a text and said, your boy Pat Collins is blowing up Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Viral tweet. That story he did. Viral.
Yeah, which is great because those who have been following you and I for a long time and following this show knows my, I don't want to say hatred, but my frustration with a local news reporter who's been in the Washington, D.C. area for years.
Dude, since we're little kids.
Yeah.
So it's got to be at least 40 years he's been in the D.C. market.
Yeah, and all power to him. You know, much respect for being able to hold that kind of career for that long in one place. He drives me up the fucking wall.
He's got this style about him.
It's an extremely dramatic style.
Right.
So he did this story, and it's gone viral, so some of you may even know who he is if you're not from the D.C. area anymore. Mm-hmm. This is going to give you a good taste of why he drives me up the wall. First, we're going to go with, I think, what initially may have gone viral, which was the little teaser about the story he's doing. Do you want to set up the story? Do you remember?
Yeah, the story is about, clearly there was a woman who was mad at her boyfriend or husband or something for cheating on her, and she destroyed what she thought was his car. But it turns out it was the wrong car that she vandalized. It belonged to this woman.
Yes.
Some random woman. It was just some random. So she got the car wrong. So the story was about the woman.
The vandalized car, yes.
Yeah, and seeing the car and doing all that.
And the car, it's basically, the vandalism is spray painted or painted all across the driver's side.
Right.
It said, Mike is a cheater.
Right.
From the headlight to the taillight, all across the side, and I think they bashed the mirror, the driver's side mirror.
They bashed the mirrors, they bashed the front window.
Oh, I didn't even see the front window.
Yeah, I watched the whole story.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll play a little of that, too.
Yeah, a little clip.
So here, just so people get a little taste, here is the promo he did for, kind of like coming up at 5.
Mike. See what you've done? I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are. But you may want to start changing your ways or changing your name.
Now, I don't even know what half of that meant. Like, what are you talking about?
And he
Pat?
does a little prayer when he says like changing your ways. He like gets his hands like in a little prayer.
And we will share the video if you haven't seen it on our Facebook page and also on our Facebook group page. So here is more of the story again, so you can get a taste of the drama that Pat Collins brings to his news stories.
Let's get this straight from the start. You're Nidra Brantley, right?
I am.
Is your name Mike?
No, it's not.
Do you know anybody named Mike?
I do not.
So you can imagine how Nidra felt Sunday morning when she came out and found her car violated, vandalized. Cheater, Mike is a cheater. When you came outside and you saw your car like this, tell me what went through your heart.
Oh,
wait, did you
You're
what went through your heart?
You
screamed. I'm surprised nobody in the neighborhood heard me because I screamed so loud because I didn't expect that this would happen.
It's not just the words, it's the driver's side mirror. It's the passenger side mirror. So what did the cops say?
It's a case of mistaken identity.
And what do you say?
It's the same thing.
Side windows sprayed here and there and there. It's the windshield. Boom, boom, and boom.
Man, he is something.
They let him do that stuff forever.
I think that I really
you
want.
cannot stand him.
I can't. Because I just don't. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's like
that's his shtick.
I feel like, okay, do that for some more fluff pieces, some things that you're out there that's not anything serious, that's not a crime or something like that, maybe once in a while.
That I feel like this is kind of like that. It's like a feature story. It's like, it's not, nobody got killed or murdered or...
But he's covered those, doing it the same way in the same style. He's covered murders like that.
I know.
We should say he works for NBC4, and these clips are from NBC4 in Washington, D.C. But I love that thing where he's talking about, tell me what was in your heart. Listen.
Tell me what went through your heart.
What went through your heart? What went through your heart? When you got your car violated and vandalized, what went through your heart?
He's doing it on purpose. He's doing his whole... That's his
act.
I
hope so.
That's his act.
Wait, but did you hear it went even further as far as virally?
How?
Somebody made a song.
Oh, no.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah,
I think you'll enjoy it, actually.
All right.
It's an auto-tune with his dramatics from this story.
Mike. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are. But you may want to start changing your ways. Change your ways. Or changing your name. Change your name.
I love it. I think that's perfect.
Whenever anything goes viral now, that like always happens, right?
Auto-tune.
Song.
Yeah, so good old Pat Collins. He will continue to drive me crazy.
But you always get so mad when he does the snow stuff.
Oh, yeah, well, that too, because I think also what it is that, like, what drives me crazy is that people, there is a camp that absolutely loves him.
And it's a huge camp. It's more people love him than hate him. I'll tell you that right now.
And that's what I just don't understand.
You're all alone in your little Pat Collins hate group.
I'm sure he's a great guy, and I don't hate him as a person. I just hate his news style.
I've met him several times on different stories, and he is a nice guy, but he's definitely in his own world.
I've met him too. When I used to work with O'Mara, he's come to one or two events that we held, and yeah, like I said, nice guy, and at least he doesn't act that way in real life.
Right.
That helped a little bit, but I just don't. I don't know why, because you would think maybe with the silly sense of humor that I have that I would appreciate it. I just don't appreciate it at all.
I thought he was semi-retired or something. Maybe he's only working a couple days a week or something.
That could be.
I saw him come out with something that he was retiring or semi-retiring. I don't know. Something.
Yeah, maybe he went part-time or something.
Yeah.
Quick question for you. I'm curious because I feel like I'm about to pull the trigger on this, and I'm curious if you have or if you ever will. So like
Okay.
you pay for a lot of different streaming services, right?
Yes.
Like Netflix and maybe Hulu and Disney maybe.
Yeah, like,
and
I'll tell you what we do. So Netflix comes with Xfinity.
okay.
So that's included.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon comes with the Amazon
Prime, yep.
The Disney thing with Verizon, they're running a deal. It's actually pretty good. It's like $7 a month. You get Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu, but Hulu with commercials.
Yeah, okay.
Which takes some getting used to, but it's not that bad because it's a minute and a half commercials.
Right. And they always give you a countdown.
They do, which makes it better. I mean, it's tolerable.
Yeah.
Would it be better with no commercials? Obviously,
Yes.
but it's not like it's a 4-minute commercial break or something like that. It's
Right.
usually like a minute or a minute and a half. Sometimes you get lucky and it's only 30 seconds, depending on what you're watching. And did that. But I have to be honest with you, we also do Plex a lot. Now we have our friend of the show who's given us some help with that.
Right. Just it's his private server that we are allowed that he lets us tap into.
Yeah, Allie, one of her friends from work, her husband has one, and they let us tap into that, and it is, oh my God. We don't really need to pay for streaming stuff anymore, but we use it primarily just for stuff that's on like Apple TV, and there's just a shit ton of, because they have kids the same age as ours, shit ton of kids
stuff. That's
there.
great.
So
that's great.
We just use it for that.
And by the way, speaking of Apple TV, I did get into, because I had asked you about it, I am now into Ted Lasso.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Amy and I are watching it and enjoying it. It's a good, funny, feel good-ish kind of show.
Yes, funny, feel-goodish type of show.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
So the reason why I asked you about this is because I'm curious where you stand as far as paying for the YouTube Premium to get rid of those commercials.
Oh, okay.
I'm so over those. It's like almost every video you got to sit through at least one commercial, and it's just annoying to have to deal with that every time. And I feel like that it might be worth paying a monthly fee to get rid of all that.
What do they charge you to get rid of the commercials?
I don't know. I think it might be around $10 or something.
But now with YouTube, this is something to consider also. I think when you pay for it, you get their live TV.
Yeah, you get more.
As well, right?
Yeah, you get more than just the commercial removal. I think they give you access to programming as well.
But then that could help you like cut the cord.
That's true.
You guys have Fios though, right?
Yeah, we have Fios. You can't just get the internet from Verizon Fios. Like, you have to get the TV and a phone line, which we never use.
Oh my God. I went to do the same thing with Xfinity, and it was more expensive to downgrade to TV and internet than it was to keep
the whole
phone,
package.
The whole package.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And I said, all right. And if you just want to go internet, and then they're like, well, then this is where they get you too. They're like, you can do just internet, but it's not going to be the same internet that you have now. When you get it bundled with TV and phone, you get our fastest internet that we have. They're like, if you get the regular internet, it's not going to be as fast. And I'm like,
yeah, great.
So,
all right.
But
but would you do it? Do you think you would ever come to the point to pay for it? Because I feel like I would if it was, because I do that. Like, I generally, if I'm getting Hulu, for example, I'm getting it without the commercials. If I'm getting HBO Max or whatever it is, if they include commercials with it, I'm usually okay with paying for it. And for some reason with YouTube, I always hesitate when it comes down to actually pressing pay now. I hesitate and don't do it just because it's YouTube, and I don't feel like for some reason I should have to pay for it.
How much do you use YouTube a lot then?
I mean, sure, I do for work stuff, for pulling clips, finding stuff, and yeah, for some entertainment value as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends how much you use it, but it seems to me if you're just doing it to get rid of commercials, you're not going to take advantage of all the other things.
Right. That's what I need to do. I need to look
it
to
offers you. Yeah.
See what that is. I need to
because
see
I know
that
I know the draw of paying for it is for cord cutters so that they can get live TV channels on YouTube,
right?
Plus the other stuff. So yeah, just take a closer look. I don't know. You have to pay for everything.
You have to pay for everything now. Yep. All right, Lowell, we're going to play a little game like we've done before, brought to you by our sponsor, Poddex. Use code MANDL, MANDL, and you can get yourself a discount on Poddex. And what these are, they're made mainly for podcasters, although these could be party games as well.
Sure.
They're decks of cards that help a podcaster come up with either topics or interview questions, whatever you see fit. And so we've got like interview decks, we've got Would You Rather, What the Heck, and How Dare You. I think between the Would You Rather, What the Heck, and How Dare You, those are one of the threes that we have to pick. What do you want to do?
How dare you?
All right, How Dare You it is. So again, go to poddex.com, use code MANDL, M-A-N-D-L, and you will get a discount on yours if you're a podcaster or just want a party game. Okay, here it is, Lowell. Have you ever eaten food from the floor?
Oh, sure. The 5-second rule, right?
Yeah.
I can't think of a specific time.
Yeah.
But I know I've dropped something at home on the floor and quickly picked it up and was like, you know.
All right, so then let's break it down. So first, would you do it if you had dropped a piece on the floor and you were around other people? Would you eat it off the floor?
No, I probably would have thrown it out.
So it's more
if I was with you, maybe I would do it.
Sure. But let's say you were at a party or something.
Yeah, no. And like I've dropped food at work and I was like, nope, right in the trash.
And then it does matter also what kind of food it is, right? Like if it's a morsel of a cookie or something, like a little piece of a cookie, you might pick it up and pop it in your mouth, right? But I'm trying to think, like, if it were something, trying to think what could qualify as not picking up.
Like if you were eating a hot dog and you dropped it on the floor, you'd probably be like,
probably not. Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that. What if you dropped it outside on the ground? Would you eat it? Anything.
Like on the grass or something like that?
Yeah, like let's say the grass.
I think I've done that. Before. I think I've dropped like a piece of pizza on the grass real fast and it landed right side up, not
doesn't matter.
Side down.
Still all going in your mouth.
But it was like at a picnic, like it brings me back to camp a little bit. It's like, well, if you think about it, when we toasted marshmallows, we just took random twigs out of the forest and put marshmallows on them and put them in the fire.
I know,
it's
disgusting. Like, well, I used to think about that. Like, I used to second guess it. I would still do it, but I would second guess, like, this is like a dirty stick that I'm putting a piece of food on.
Right. We would do that all the time. Like, whenever we have campfires at camp, they pass around sticks that they literally just took out of the woods. And you'd put a marshmallow on the end of it and stick it in the fire. And you're like, the stick could be covered in mud. Who the fuck knows?
Right.
Right? I think the bottom line is, you're all right.
Yeah, I think you're all right. I have heard that the 5-second rule is kind of crap. I hear that really the moment it hits a dirty floor, you're not getting away with anything. Like you're definitely putting down whatever it picked up in your body.
Well, and that's another thing too, is like, I guess if your gut is in good shape that particular day, I'm guessing the stomach acid is just going to
probably
get all the bacteria that was on it, right?
Yeah.
But I guess sometimes some slips through the cracks and then you can get a diuretic from it. It just depends,
yes. Yes, you got to be careful.
But if something's fallen on the ground at home, I know my house is pretty clean in the sense that we don't wear shoes in our house.
Oh, right. Yes.
So if something fell in the kitchen, fell on the floor, and I picked it up real fast, I'd feel okay eating it.
And that's a great point, too. For me, I think it also matters inside the location where I dropped it. Like if it drops on the carpet, I'm second guessing whether I'm going to eat it because I just feel like the carpet's collecting a lot of shit. And if it falls on the kitchen floor, to be honest with you, I'm maybe not eating it because I feel like it's a high traffic volume area where just, people are running through and I don't know.
Well, I feel okay about it in the sense that because I know no one's wearing shoes in there. I know it's just, well, I'll give you an example. Like even this morning, so the kids are allowed to eat Lucky Charms on the weekend.
Yeah.
And I was walking by and under Reed's seat, there were 2 marshmallows on the floor. Two
Lucky Charm. Which kind?
2 Lucky Charms.
Which marshmallows?
2 Lucky Charms. A clover and a moon.
Okay.
And I was like, can't let these marshmallows go to waste. I mean, they were under his chair. Who's walking under his chair? So I grabbed them and ate both the marshmallows.
Now, what if it was the actual cereal, the cookie part of the cereal? If there were a couple, would you have eaten those?
Straight to the trash.
Straight to the trash.
To the trash. The Lucky Charms cereal is horrible. But I will say the chocolate one is much better.
We do have a love for the chocolate Lucky Charms. Absolutely.
The chocolate Lucky Charms is worlds better than the original.
It's like the best.
It's not even close.
Yeah. Yeah. Although, and you and I talked about this off air not too long ago. Another good one is the chocolate Frosted Flakes with marshmallows.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great cereal. Remember we did the original Frosted Flakes with the marshmallows and we thought it was a little too sweet.
Yes.
The chocolate, and they must use dark chocolate or something because it's like, it's more bitter. It's like a bittersweet flakes with the marshmallows. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's I love that one. They had a special edition come out too for Halloween.
Yes,
with that.
they did. Yeah. They did. Yeah. I told you the story once, what I did as a kid with the Lucky Charms marshmallows, right?
What, separated them all?
I separated them, and I had this crush on a girl in elementary school, and I pulled out all the hearts and I put them in a bag and gave them to her. And she just basically like looked at them and was like, "Okay, thanks."
like you were a psycho.
Yes.
Psycho. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, she's like, "Why are you giving me your breakfast?"
Yeah, that you picked through.
Resistance is futile. It's the Mark and Lowell Show.
Yeah, if there's one thing that I grasp from what we were talking about, it's the fact that we just took random, muddy, dirty twigs out of the forest,
put a marshmallow on it, put it in the fire, and made s'mores.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, why would we do that? I don't get it. And everybody does it, right? When you're camping, that's not an uncommon thing. It's not like we're unique in this situation.
I guess the smarter thing to do would be actually to put the stick in the fire maybe for a couple minutes and let it catch fire so it burns off all the bacteria, and then put the marshmallow on top of it. But
yeah, or you take a knife and then you got to like slice off the bark and make a whole steak kind of thing. It's
Then you're getting nuts there.
Yeah. And knowing you and I, we have no patience to wait for the good sweets, so we would just I'm sure we would still just slap that sucker right on the stick.
Well, you know what my wife did? She ordered, because we do a fire pit in the backyard sometimes, she ordered on Amazon. They actually have s'mores steaks.
Oh, okay.
They're like extendable metal ones. Yeah, that you just...
Kind of like the old metal antennas, right?
Yes, correct.
Right, where it just kind of pulls up and retracts. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. That's a good idea. So I guess we want to know from our listeners today, we want to hear... what have you eaten off the floor, particularly if you've got a good horror story where maybe it's something you normally wouldn't share, something very embarrassing. Maybe it fell, on the bathroom floor. So we want to hear about it. Let us know. And you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Give us your answers there, and we may just go ahead and share that on the show. So until then, we will see you next week with an all-new Mark and Lowell Show.
Bye-bye.
Uh-oh, those kids are after me, Lucky Charms. But thanks to me red balloon, I've made a clean getaway. Well, looky there, a shooting star, and it's heading this way. A deserted island. Well, at least I can eat me Lucky Charms in peace.
Wow, they're marshmallowy delicious.
Oh no, more kids. I've got to get away. But how? There's a big star-shaped hole in my balloon. Maybe there's an answer in me magic rainbow. Let's see. Moons, hearts, diamonds, stars. Oh, did I say stars? Magic rainbow, make a match. Turn that star into a patch. Take me away, star balloon. Whoops.
Yay!
Kids, now for the first time ever, it's a marshmallow inside a marshmallow.
The star's in the balloon. Wow. Doubly delicious.
It's the magical part of a complete breakfast.
New in specially marked boxes of Lucky Charms.
Catch Lucky. He's got Lucky Charms. They're magically delicious.
Always after me Lucky Charms, the crunchy old cereal with a rainbow of marshmallow surprises. Pink hearts, yellow moons, orange stars, green clovers, and blue diamonds. Part of this good nutritious breakfast. Oh, they're coming. I'll make a snowmobile and zoom away.
Frosted Lucky Charms.
They're magically delicious.